And welcome to episode 3 of Central Europe Vacation 2023. And my travel buddy Jeff is in the house to help with the commentary. How you doing, Jeff?
Good, Dennis. How are you?
I can't complain. We're going to start the show. We're in Budapest en route to Vienna, and we're going to go there via train. You remember the name of the station, right? No?
No.
You said it last time.
Well, that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they have 3 train stations in Hungary, which is kind of amazing because when we were taking the taxi, they said, well, which train station do you want? And it's like, well, the main one. We're going to Vienna. But yeah, 3 train stations, so we had to make sure we got the right one. But
Yeah, I think the other train stations are mostly for local. This is the main train station. What is it?
it begins with an H. I remember. Oh, well, you can tell we did our research and we prepared quite well for this show. But anyways, we traveled just regular class. But the tickets, I think it was around $40 or something, wasn't it?
Somewhere in that neighborhood. It was reasonable for the service you got and everything. I mean, I didn't really notice any better seats or better compartments or anything. Even near the front of the train, it didn't seem that much difference.
While we were on the train, you were booking our first night in Vienna, which was good. It's always nice to get into a city and not have to worry about that right from the get. Oops.
Yeah, I think we had a little glitch here, so bear with us. Shit happens, but we're going to fast forward through a little bit of...
Yeah, this is a camera faux pas that I did. I was thinking I was videotaping when I wasn't, and when it was on...
And we got some exciting footage of the back of the seat here.
Yeah, okay, I'm almost through it now.
This is a very nice seat pocket.
Yeah. Okay, we made it through all that. We'll get a little bit of our train trip here now. And, we're making it into Vienna and some nice modern buildings. Or wait a second, did we make it there yet? No, maybe that was just the city en route. But some of the countryside, this was the middle of October here. Thought fall would have been doing its thing just like back home it was, but the fall colors were a little bit delayed here.
Yeah, it was still warm right up until the night before we arrived in Vienna.
You're allowed to drink alcohol on the train, so Jeff was partaking. He had, what do you got here, Jeff? You remember?
I think that was white wine.
And some windmill action, or clean energy, I think is what they call all that.
Bird killers.
Yeah, well, conservatives will tell you, yeah, screw clean energy. It kills
Didn't
too
you
many
see
birds.
all those birds getting murdered?
Okay, now I think I got this right. We're rolling into Vienna now, so this is all virgin territory for us. So it's exciting to see a new city for the first time.
Wien Happenhaupt.
Yeah, so this was way back on October 15th, a couple months ago already.
Wild.
A nice, architecturally speaking, nice train station. And instead of taking the subway, Jeff, you like the going with the taxis, just get there to and fro real quick and no hassle that way,
Well,
right?
I think we used Bolt or Uber. Well, I think we used Bolt because that was pretty much everywhere. But
It's like a taxi, though, but yeah.
it's cheaper and better.
And point A to point B without any interruptions kind of a thing.
Yeah, if I'm dragging a bunch of luggage, I don't really want to be getting on a bus or dealing with any of that.
Yeah, so we took whatever the Bolt, and this was our first night stay. Oh, look at the different fire hydrant, black colored. All right, so this, yeah, we had to ring the doorbell to get inside, and this was a fancy place.
Yeah, I did okay here. The first night, I think we paid 140 bucks or so, and
We went in kind of to a little office to check in, kind of thing. It was strange, but we walked right into the room here. Couldn't believe this place for 140 bucks. You rented out a castle for the day, or
yeah, there was like antique furniture and two full bathrooms. It was just incredible. We got bumped up to the executive suite or something here.
well, it was by accident though, right? You said that if
Yeah, the guy at the front desk, I went right back down to see if I could book it for another night, and he said, sure, it'll be 550 euros.
which is like 600 bucks.
So I asked him at that point how we got it for 140, and he said his partner had bumped us up, and he had no idea why.
It worked for us. We were living in like luxury just for one night. We were happy people, weren't we?
Yeah, and we had good sporting events going on that night too. So yeah, we had a full kitchen and appliances we couldn't even figure out how to use.
And we had a teapot light.
Turn the light on.
You don't see that everywhere, and it works. But yeah, full kitchen, the whole 9 yards. We had 2 baths. So I mean, it was set up probably as an apartment back in the day or whatever.
It was bigger than my apartment, I know that.
Yeah, and chandeliers in your room. We were just like, are you kidding? Yeah, we definitely wanted to get a second or a third night out of this place, but not at that, 550 euro price. But for one night, we lived in the lap of luxury. And if you were like a Tennessee Volunteer football fan, you were loving this with the accents there, the orange and white. This was the key. But yeah, look at the antique furniture. The TV kind of doesn't go with it, but I know, a little air conditioner. Hey, the war's still going on, Jeff.
Yeah, go figure.
Well, we were 6-hour time change difference. So here in Europe, the games came on a little later, I guess. That's what the deal was. Was that a game in? That might have been a game in London or Germany. I forget.
No idea.
But we'll see the Lions a little bit later on. But look at the nice staircase, and they got these elevators that you kind of don't see so much in the U.S., but you can kind of see through them. There was my evil twin. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah. Interesting elevators, for sure. But
You can already see I got some blood in my stomach. I gotta fucking be careful.
so I was just fascinated with it. But Jeff was wanting to try out the local beer, weren't you?
I enjoyed this beer quite a bit. I think that's my favorite beer that I had on this trip, actually, the one we had in here.
Oh, they got a cuckoo clock and a pig. This is where we had the schnitzel, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this was authentic. And this was just down wasn't it just down the street?
Yep, it was just right next door. And I think it was probably the best meal I had in Vienna.
23.9 euros, so yeah, around $25. Not outrageous for a meal.
We were right in the heart of the best part of Vienna, right here. And yeah, the Arakringa. That's the beer, the only beer that's actually being brewed in Vienna right now.
It's bubbly.
It is.
So that's right.
The monks had a hook too. But yeah, this is the schnitzel with potato or potatoes and cranberry, I think too, huh?
Yeah.
They had nice decorations throughout. We got here for what? Between lunch and dinner, but the place was real popular. It was like you almost had to make reservations. We were just a little bit off the peak hours. And I think they wore the traditional Lederhausen or whatever. So, all right. Here's how the key works. It was like, well, if I can get it in there. Okay. You had to turn it like 3 times around.
Well, after you found the way to get in the hole.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard.
That's what she said, right?
Sometimes that's difficult.
It is, for sure. Yeah, this was a game. Oh, and you found a bar. It was actually a Marriott bar, right?
Yeah, it was the bar in the Marriott. I think it was the only place showing American football. I Googled that, and this was the only place that came up nearby. And since it was raining out and cold and I had lost my jacket, left it behind the day before in Budapest, I figured wasn't going to go too far.
Yeah, it was owned by the Marriott or whatever, so, but, oh, wait a second, did I get there yet? Wait a second. That was just the start of the game. We're going to get to that bar in just a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went to the bar early. I think I took a cat nap.
Yeah, you took a nap and I went to the bar and you met up. And you got really lucky because they found a table for us to sit at. The bar was packed, and they won't let you stand in the bar in Vienna. You have to either have a seat or you are out because they were kicking a lot of people out while I was waiting for you. People would wander in, try to stand around and watch the game, and that was no
Okay. Well, I think, yeah, we were trying to figure this out. We got the lights blinking. There's a trick to everything, and if you're familiar with it, it took a little fooling around, but I eventually figured it out. You put that packet in the top slot, and then I think you lift the handle, yeah, that's it. You lift the handle, you can get the thing inside, then there's a learning curve with these kind of things, and I'm not I think you got to fold the handle down. There you go. There, all right. Not the sharpest tack in the box. I'm not a big coffee drinker, and they got all these newfangled coffee machines, but this worked, and it was kind of tasty. I think you had one, didn't you, Jeff?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Look it was fully furnished with, a fully stocked kitchen. Yeah, so I'm going to take my coffee. I think you were drinking beer right about now, but I was just doing the coffee. And then the key, I thought that might operate everything else, but brought my Lions hat with me, so let's see, 10:52 a.m. So, okay, turn it off. I don't know. Maybe I didn't catch much video of the Lions game. They ended up winning that game. That was good. But I don't know. What do you think about the Lions, Jeff? Their long-term prospects. Are they going to win the division? Are they going to make the playoffs?
Well, they should definitely do both of those things. Division's bad, and we're we're pretty much almost in already.
Yeah, I'm worried about Green Bay, though. Green Bay has got an easy schedule. I don't know if they can catch.
They suck.
Well, they beat the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. That was unfortunate, but yeah. Anyways, the Lions did win that game, which was good. And so the next day, boy, we had a nice, bright, sunshiny day. And what do you think about the architecture in Vienna?
It's awesome. The architect, everywhere you walk around, the building, it's just like Budapest, but even more grand and more grandiose, and everything was whitewashed. And our taxi or Bolt driver told us they had just gone through a few years before and whitewashed a lot of these buildings, but it was all just gleaming. There wasn't a lot of color in Vienna. That's the one thing I noticed. Everything was the same color, white.
Yeah, or an off-white, but yeah, it was a very clean city, though.
Yeah, very clean. People followed rules. It'd
Yeah.
be like 11 o'clock at night. You'd be standing at a traffic light, and there'd be no cars anywhere on driving around anywhere. People would still stand and wait for the light to switch to walk across a very narrow street.
Not me. Us Americans, boy, we set our own rules, don't
Yeah,
we?
Well, they are just following orders.
Oh, I noticed the little accent there. Well, we had lunch at this, an Italian place.
Yeah, a little cafe. It was decent.
They had a Marilyn Monroe type flair about them, or a thing about her, which a lot of people do, actually. Let's see, soup. Yeah, they have papa.
Yeah, Dennis was raving about the soup here.
It was very, very good. And then they have desserts. Look at all this. And a lot of the menus certainly Americanized, which is convenient.
You know, I forgot. I was going to try a soccer tort while I was there. That's the famous Viennese cake, and I never did get around to that.
Nearby our hotel, nice church here.
Yeah, it was closed. We were there on a Sunday, but it was closed. Right outside Sigmund Freud Park.
Yeah, but just looking at the exterior is quite impressive.
Yeah, again, the architecture is just incredible.
Yeah, with churches, yeah, they're almost the finest forms of architecture in the land. People put their best artists and artisans and workmen on a church. They had plenty of money for that. But yeah, they had a bus there.
Well, and Vienna was the heart of the Habsburg Empire, which, ruled over Europe from like 1282 to 1918. So there's a lot of money floating around here, and so that's kind of reflected in the buildings, the artwork. Here we're looking at, I think that's the Natural History Museum there.
Look at vegetation up top. I like that. All right. Ooh, some music. Oh, you had to get a jacket, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to replace my jacket. That I think that was Jethro Tull out there, and
Really?
pretty sure
No.
he's fallen on hard times.
Oh, they're into the clean energy too. Look at this. Wowie Kazowie. They're electrified. That's their license plates.
Yeah, they had a lot more infrastructure devoted to electric cars there.
Oops. Uh-oh. This might be one of those after-hour places or something.
It might be. Here's some fish heads.
Yeah. What was this? Oh, we went to a outdoor market kind of thing.
Yeah, the Nachts Market.
Oh, and you bought some cheese from this guy. He was quite the salesperson, wasn't he?
He was really into it.
And I want to show you the king of cheese from Austria. And I'm not joking.
100 grams. I wish I remembered what this was. I bought like a $12 slice of this. It was good cheese.
Some from 10 can give you for 50, the others give you for 80 or 100.
Markets are always fun. They're colorful, a lot of interesting people, diversity, that kind of thing. You know, people like to eat different foods and whatnot, so you got all number of things. You won't, there won't be a lack of choices for you, kind of thing.
Yeah, you could definitely eat well here, and there were a ton of tourists, but there's a lot of locals too, and there's just bars and cafes all over around here. That's dragon fruit. It's a Southeast Asian fruit, which is kind of interesting that they had it here.
Baklava, they have quite a few.
They did have a variety. Well, the one thing we noticed, there was a lot of flies.
That's a TMI statement, Jeff.
Well, just telling the truth.
You can wear your native.
Dennis was shopping for a dress.
Not exactly. This was for the kids stuff. It's family friendly. We'll take a look at some of the euro currency. Austria uses the euro, and the euro is just a little bit over for $1 right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little more than $1. It was pretty much on par when I went to Spain, which was nice, but it's kind of made a little bit of a rebound.
Yeah, it used to be a euro. I think when it first started was €2 or $2 for €1. Now it's almost at par. So it's nice if you like to travel to Europe. Look at this street crossing thing. If you're in love, it's take your date across the street. The fountain works. It's always good. And then you got some good yard worker or landscapers here. Jeff, you know these museums here, right?
Yeah, there's the two big museums right across from each other. There's the Natural History Museum and the Kunsthistorisches, which is the big art museum.
Oh, if you know Roman numerals here, that's 15, 16, 17, 1850, 1881, I think.
Yeah, Franz Joseph.
Double check me on that. But I love these statues.
One of the least objectionable Habsburg rulers. It's not a high bar to jump over, but...
There were quite a few tourists on this day, and then even students. There's my evil twin. He was enjoying it. What's that, no dogs?
I think it's no Hunterbaten.
Yeah.
So try not to do that.
Yeah, okay. Oh, they got a few eyes in the sky, so no hinky-pinky because people are watching. Look at the small cars, though. Oh, I had to weigh myself. Just put one little coin in here.
Yeah, this is some precision instrumentation here.
Oh, and it's in kilograms. Crap. 69 times 2.2 or thereabouts should get there. I gained a couple of pounds. Did you gain any weight on this trip? I mean, the food was good, and we drank a little bit too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it happens. That's on vacation you let yourself go a little bit, and I certainly did. But I felt like I ate well, and I drank well, and I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it was good, hearty, home-style food and stick-to-your-ribs kind of stuff for the most part. And the beer there was cheaper than water, so it was good.
Yeah, beer was definitely cheap. Oh, and you can get this candy by the handful. I didn't go nuts on this particular time, but when they weren't watching, my evil twin just went in there and just, yeah.
Every hotel seemed to have their own little candy dish.
Oh, this was hotel number 2.
Not quite as big. As you can see, we were a little more
Smaller shower.
smaller everything. Smaller towels. The shower had a feature whereby it backed up and flooded. So that was not. It was kind of a shower bath combo.
Yeah, and complained to Helga, the manager.
Who was very sympathetic and basically told us to get bent.
Her name wasn't Helga. I forget exactly.
It was Angelina.
Angelina. That's
Angelina, not Jolie.
right. Yeah. But yeah, she was like Helga.
She had the
Actually.
personality of Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and roughly the same customer service skills.
Yeah, we weren't impressed. Hey, the war's still going on, Jeff.
It is.
Golly gee.
They seem to focus on this over there to the exclusion of all else. There was nothing else happening in the world the entire time we were in Europe. It was the only story on English language news 24/7.
And it still is, to a sense. Hey, look, an Irish place.
Yeah.
Oh, this is where you fell.
Yeah. The door was not open when I went into this place, so I walked down the stairs wearing sunglasses because it was bright outside. Opened the door and thought I was walking up to the bar while there was additional steps beyond the door. So I face planted, and I'm pretty sure the barmaid was really impressed by my entrance.
Yeah, you made quite the entrance, huh?
Fortunately, there was no one else there.
You just announced to her, I'm here.
Yeah. It was funny because the Irish bar was just completely not Irish. It was like a Bennigan's, basically. And then right across the street was a very Irish bar.
Porn star martini. I think
Yeah.
that's what I got.
Oh, we're probably going to get censored off the channel again because
Oh.
you showed soccer.
The second show I put up on YouTube, and it got blocked worldwide because I showed parts of a soccer game where Budapest beat Serbia.
I mean, I can understand why they don't want this on TV. Because God knows I don't think it belongs there either.
Oh, lordy, yeah.
But for the 5 minutes this will be on the air, this is a really cool bar. And actually everybody in this bar, even though it doesn't advertise as an Irish bar, everyone in this bar was very Irish.
They had some nice quotes in here.
And good looking food. I mean, it was a solid place.
We are all born mad. Some remain so. Yeah, Trump. Exhibit A. But,
Oh yeah, we're definitely getting censored.
yeah. No, you can't say anything bad about Trump. He's our savior, right? He's going to make...
I mean, there's about 35 seconds of soccer here, so...
Oh, yeah, the soccer thing. I thought you meant... Yeah.
Well,
All right. Well, this was walking back, I guess, from the bar. We did some drinking. That was part of like a vacation thing. You just, yeah.
well, you gotta have beer when you're in Budapest, Prague, and Vienna.
Why not? Yeah, you're on vacation. I don't know what this symbol. What's that symbol? With the olive reach or olive branch or whatever.
Don't know.
I put you on the spot. Sorry. But
I wasn't there when they carved this, so not privy to the decision making.
yeah, everything was, like I said earlier, Virgin and my evil twin was getting a kick out of this. This is all new, so it's like, man, this is really sharp. And then they got mass transit here too. Look at the people. They're standing room only kind of thing. And look at the multiple cars. It's like it's a bustling city. Vienna is. Do you know the population actually? Do you have any idea?
No, not off the top of my head. I mean, it's the biggest city in Austria, so.
Yeah, should have done some more research. They have these food stands. So it's almost like those are euros, so it's around $6.
They're big on sausage here.
Yeah. Well, they have pizza too. It looks a little stale though, but
That barely looks like pizza.
well, at $4 a slice, that's not actually too cheap. Gonna check out the subway system, and it's extensive. Detroit's sorely lacking in this regard. Of course, we're the motor capital of the world, and that means we can't have mass transit. We have to. Everybody's got to have a car, and that means everybody.
I
But
beg to differ. We have a people mover.
yeah, and we have a queue line too.
Yeah.
The people mover's nice. I'll admit that, but
Yeah, if you need something to take you in a mile loop and you're too damn lazy to walk a mile, then the people mover is for you.
yeah. Well, here's trying to navigate the subway system and the mass transit. So buying a ticket and all that, I'm going through this price around it's $5 roughly, and so okay, I'm gonna do this. It takes a little while. I'll put it on my Dearborn Federal Credit Union debit card.
Did you show your numbers there?
No, I think it was on the back side.
Oh.
Maybe I should double check that. Now that you mention it, because wow, they have identity theft all the time.
And people do have a pause button.
Yeah.
So for the 5 minutes this is up before the Soccer Federation censors us.
Yeah, this might. That's funny. I've shown NFL games, little clips, or college games and whatnot, even baseball games, and just little glances. But here I just showed a little glance of a soccer game, and they got their panties in a bunch.
I want to know who the soccer Nazi is that's scanning all these YouTube videos just in case a soccer match shows up.
Yeah, they're real touchy about their soccer, apparently. You know what? I was trying to find out. They had an area here. Oh, here's prices per liter. So figure that out. People bellyache here. Oh, prices are high in gas, this, that, and the other. But it's more expensive in Europe.
I think that Ferris wheel is actually the famous Ferris wheel from The Third Man, which is an Orson Welles film set in Vienna.
It was interesting and certainly lit up the sky. And there's an amusement park around with all that. So
Yeah.
we're familiar with the bumper cars here, but for heaven's sakes, be careful. You don't want to crack a vertebrae in your neck or anything, right?
This is a great ride if you've got to throw up. You can spray a large territory.
Yeah, I don't mind this kind of spinning action, but it's those like teacup things or whatever. Some of those rides, you just get all dizzy and stuff. I can do without that.
Yeah, I think my amusement park days are behind me.
Okay, now let's see. What did I do? And I think I bought tickets here.
Yeah, these are the
Yeah.
tickets to Prague, no doubt.
I was going to buy them. They had a machine, but it was good to talk to a live person because they can actually direct you to save the most money. So, yeah.
Top tip here, in most of Europe, the bathrooms are known as water closets or wash closets, so you'll see that WC nomenclature, and that's telling you where the pisser is.
Yeah, but you have to pay for that. It was like a dollar or almost close to $1, 80 cents or something like that.
Nothing's free in life, Dennis.
Yeah, but I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go kind of thing, and it would be like, oh, to figure out to get change or whatever or money and put it in the thing, and
So Dennis missed the
Oh.
first part of this. What they do to get the dog in that bun, they take a loaf of bread and slam it down on a big spike, which puts a hole in the bread that's sized exactly for the hot dog, and then they squirt your toppings in there. And as a result, everything pools in the bottom of the bun, and you don't get any of the toppings until you get to the bottom of the dog.
then it squirts all over, and if you're
And
not
it-
careful, you
yeah.
can make a mess.
Drips all over you. So that's one design that the Euros don't have right.
Funky monkey. They got some brick pavement.
They're big on cobblestones here.
What is that? Soup. This I understand. Soup of the day is beer. You would agree with that, wouldn't you, Jeff?
The soup of the day is always beer.
Oh, I went to a nightclub, Edelweiss. That reminded me of The Sound of Music. But the bartender told me about this drink that you pour into, like, water. This is it. Himmel syrup or whatever. This is like Crystal Light, but probably with a nice sweet kick. And you just pour that with like water or the club soda or whatever. And yeah, it tastes great. Look at all the fizzy stuff too. Ooh. Stir it up and you're good to go. Although it doesn't have alcohol.
Didn't have an umbrella in it, strangely enough.
That was Aldi, but the Austrian version of Aldi. That's my favorite grocery store is Aldi, just so you know. How about you, Jeff? Where do you shop at?
I shop wherever I'm closest to the store when I need to buy whatever I need.
There you go. All right. Well,
I am not a slave to consumerism and brands, and so I don't have a favorite store.
Oh. I like Aldi because of the cheap prices. I think the first Aldi store ever was at Van Born and Telegraph. And just so you know, it's now open. The grand reopening. They made it all nice, fresh and clean and self-checkout. Oh, yes. All right, well, back to the action here. I was just walking around down by the river and stuff, but they had these rotating billboards, like 3 of them in a row, or 4, whatever. They got a food truck here that has some street food, because I can read English, but
They
yeah.
misspelled street.
Yeah. The crossing things, bicycles are big in Vienna.
Not as big as they are in Amsterdam.
Oh, it was off the hook over there.
I'm pretty sure everyone was riding 2 or 3 bikes there.
At one time?
Yeah. Based on the number I saw parked in the streets. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all over. Here they have some nice, look at this nice scooter.
Well, when gas is like $8 a gallon.
Yeah, I'd have to do the math, but it probably comes out to that when we looked at how much per euro or euros per the liter, multiply.
All of a sudden, the cars get smaller and more people are driving scooters and bikes. Go figure.
Honda Zone, does that mean dogs are okay
Well,
here?
It means Honda Zone's okay there.
Okay, hotel, okay.
Hotel Rothespark.
We didn't, yeah, that's where Helga was.
We want to make sure to advertise this place because it sucked ass.
But what did we do here?
This was another cafe nearby, I think, and we went off for breakfast.
Yeah, if we were really like foodies, we would call the whole action and everything about what food.
And Dennis was more into his little candies.
Yeah, look at that. We'll do a 360 of the candy. Those were great. They have like a soft, chewy inside. Oh, man, I could chain eat those things. Well, this is a crazy sculpture here. This was back again at the sick. My dad's name is Otto, spelled exactly like that. It's the same front or reverse. It's interesting. It's like Anna or Bob. There's a few like that, but yeah, my dad's. You don't know this. I'm gonna reveal this on national public. Well, not national, YouTube TV.
Global.
My dad started the Ottoman Empire.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty impressive. And so that's the legacy I have to live up to.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. I didn't know he was Muslim, but
Is he? Oh, yeah?
yeah.
The Otto. Oh, here, who's this?
He's an ass.
Well, that looked like a horse
Yeah.
playing the accordion.
If I was learning to play the accordion, I'd want to wear a mask too.
Jeff, that's like mean. You got. All right, so I think this is where you went to the museum. Which museum? And then I just walked around the shopping district, but what museum did you go to?
Well, I went to the Kunsthistorisches Museum, which is the big art museum. It's mostly famous for having the largest collection of Bruegel paintings. Peter Bruegel. I thought it was okay. The architecture of the museum itself was fantastic, and but yeah.
Hey, meanwhile, I'm in a McDonald's. This looks.
That was a McDonald's?
Yeah,
Jesus.
They had their. I think that pastry shop was part of their gig. That's the way they do it. It was upscale. Then they were doing some construction. I'm always fascinated with this kind of stuff, especially crane action. I have that kick with the cranes right now. So this was just above my head, basically. They didn't seem too darn concerned with safety, but, well, you would think they would block off a bigger area. They had a little bit cordoned off. But it looks like some scaffolding equipment they're going to lower down. But I'd love to actually get a view, from up top of crane and check this all out. But I was just monitoring this, and we'll see this through. There's the crane operator way up top. And, yeah. Good job. They are in position. Yeah, I don't know if there's like a jump seat or if that's only like one person can be up there, but that would be an awesome view. They have some advertising. This was a lot of cultural stuff they had going on. All eyes on us. Very cultural city, though. They're upscale, the arts and whatever, the museums and like the opera and the music. Isn't that a big thing in Vienna, Jeff?
Yeah, it was the birthplace of a lot of classical music, and like I said, it's the seat of the Habsburg Empire, so it was the main main place in Europe for hundreds of years, and all the wealth and power flowed through here.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And here, well, they have some fashion going on too. I noticed the women were really dressed nice. I mean, high end nice. And so that's always a nice touch when you have good.
Of course, Dennis immediately cuts to a woman wearing a sweatshirt and jogging pants.
Well, I didn't mean to do that, but this is kind of like the fashion area, though, or the stores that cater to that high-end fashion. And we'll see some of the stuff that they offer to sell. That's a nice display of flowers for a florist. But look at this, $7.90. It's
Bargain.
I don't know. Whew, it seems like a lot of money, but
Yeah, I'm not particularly in a market for a pink dress.
well, I'm looking
So-
at the I know I'm looking at the women's fashion, but guys have it much easier. They can just do the suit and tie, and then they can just change the shirt or the tie, and you're good to go. You can wear that same suit. But women seem like they got to change their outfits every day. That seems like too much work. I couldn't handle that. Thankfully, I don't have to worry. Ooh, well, the sex is a little provocative, or try to keep it a family show, but they just put it out there, don't they?
They were not shy.
And, well, they got some babies flying around.
Cherubs.
Cherubs. Look at there. A couple babies together, or toddlers. I don't know. Babies is what up to? That's got to be a baby. No. How's it go? Babies are certain. Then you go to toddlers, and they got them.
I don't know. They're all annoying until they're about 30 years old, and then
Jeff.
then they become less annoying unless they don't.
Oh Lord. This is not a child-friendly show, is it?
Not really.
Oh, I like kids though. But when they got the red carpet out here, look at the wood carvings here for the pews. They spent some time on that. Yeah, it's pretty ornate. It'd be nice to actually see a service, and if they fired up the pipe organ or whatever, or the choir would sing. It's fabulous because usually in a church they have like awesome acoustics. Oh, some more flying babies or cherubs. Sorry, cherubs might be like from 1 to 4 or something.
Well, cherubs are like the little flying angel children.
Oh, they got wings?
Yeah.
Okay. If they don't have wings, they're not cherubs.
I'm not sure of the cherub rules, but
There you could get to the subway if you needed to, and it's extensive in Vienna. But yeah, just look at some of the architecture. It's fabulous. But you noted, Jeff, yeah, everything seems like a shade of white. So it gives the impression that everything's really nice and clean. But they could do with a little more color, I think, in time.
it's a very white city.
And a lot of the buildings were a certain height. Yeah, when we pulled into the train station, there was one area that was like modern, and they had high-rise buildings. But in the central city, everything seemed kind of like Budapest, where we saw it 4 or 5 stories, maybe at the most. They kept everything at a certain height.
Elevators are a new thing in Europe. They're a little behind us.
This shopping center area, they actually closed the streets to commercial vehicular traffic. They had the bikes, but mainly it was all like walking, which was really cool. And that opens things up, and you feel a little more comfortable, when you don't have to worry about getting run over by a car. That helps. But and chocolate's a big thing here, too. And during the course of the day, yeah, some people have to work and do their things, so they're doing something to improve the facade of that building. Sometimes hanging on the side of the building is not for the faint of heart, but Italian lingerie. Well, check this out. Do you like the Italian lingerie there, Jeff?
It's fabulous.
They have, this is not like a regular store like we would have in the Detroit area. This CBD is a little different, right? They're not selling the full deal here.
Yeah, none of this stuff has actual THC in it, and
So what good is all that?
very little.
I think CBD is supposed to help with your joints, your aches and pains, and that kind of thing.
I think it's supposed to help them make money.
Oh, for sure. This was a Candice store. Yeah, the theaters and whatnot, the high-end culture was definitely out there to see. Kind of. Here's some nice lighting. Yeah, they had... Well, this was Thai or Chinese?
Vietnamese.
Yeah?
There's a Vietnamese breakfast soup that is kind of taken the West by storm.
Yeah, I'm not a shopper per se, but I can do window shopping from the outside. And this was an active street, a lot of people walking along here. The crowd was very interesting. And, yeah, if you have a good window display, you're going to attract a little attention. Green pasta. Lord, that's pretty daring. But yeah, it was just, oh, here are the Italians again. Wow, Kazawi. I think that's fashion for men, the Yugo, but that's expensive for a t-shirt. Oh.
Man, that's pretty awesome that Kid Rock can play a show in Vienna and no one even notices who he is.
That was Kid Rock?
It wasn't?
He's one of my heroes.
He's gone country in recent years.
Oh, he loves the Donald. He carries his water. But, yeah.
When not shooting cases of Bud Light or protesting against, I guess, transgender people who drink Bud Light, he likes to play banjo in Vienna.
Yeah. No, that's pretty scary. His hair trigger finger on the Bud Light. I wouldn't want to be. Well, I don't drink Bud Light per se, but I'd hate to be drinking a can of Bud Light and have him around.
I just don't understand why you'd get that upset about, somebody else drinking the same beer you drink.
Well, that's a very good point there, Jeff. I never thought of it that way, but yeah. Food for thought. Look at the mass transit system we got going here, and it's impressive. Detroit should take note, but no, car is king. But here's an artist that signed in and has a mural here, and it's a different kind of style. I had to look at kind of like the lines. I had to get up close and just see. Yeah, there were like grooves in there. It was neat. And then pasta. Look how they're advertising on the side of the subway car. That was pretty fascinating. Yeah, Jeff was at the museum. Now I'm just circling around, checking out the city, just going on the big detour kind of thing, whatever struck my fancy. They have English subtitles here. Or no, that first one was in English. That one's... Did you try that beer, Gosser?
Don't think so. It seemed like every bar had their own draft beer.
Alright, here's some other food. Hot dog, I know that one.
That's authentic Turkish cuisine.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
They had a walkway up here, and it was like, okay, let's see what the view's going to be up there. So I decided to take the walk, get a little Stairmaster. I didn't see what day we're on here, but it looks like school was in session. And so there was a little field trip. Look at the walking signs were crazy or different, to cross the street. All right, a little cloudy today. And so the streetcars were down there. That's the modern part of the city where the train station was. You see a couple of high-rises. But here in like the center city, everything was a similar height, it seemed. There was like, they had some nice flowers here. They had like a restaurant up top. Soul Train, well, we have that back in the U.S. You know about that, don't you, Jeff?
It was a little before my time.
Oh. No, it was in my time a little bit. But yeah, everything, the buildings were sharp. There wasn't like run-down, dilapidated buildings. I would imagine if something fell into a bad condition, they would tear it down, because I certainly didn't see anything that, well, this is a little nasty, but look at that little air gap there. I shouldn't even point that out, but yeah, this was the wrong side of the city. Angel House. It doesn't seem to make sense. Angels? It's more
I'm not sure what that establishment was all about.
Yeah. Me neither.
There's some throw up in a bowl.
Oh, Jeff, it's probably very tasty. I think this was Indian food.
Yeah. That's why I'm not in a hurry to get to India.
Well, they have spicy food there. Here's another crane.
We have buffalo wings.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat vomit in a bowl.
Jeff.
I don't know how many peppers you got to put in that to make it edible, but
we want to promote these countries and what they're doing.
You don't go to Vienna for the Indian food. If you do, you're an idiot.
Well, a little mural action. You don't see too much of that. Let's see, 59:30. We got 30 seconds, Jeff, but we'll have to wrap this up. This is episode 3. Episode 4 certainly will be the next one
We
to
just
follow.
want to thank our UAEE overlords for please allowing us to have this video online for a couple of days.
Well, ill air in Dearborn and Dearborn Heights, no problem. But folks, thanks for watching and good night.
Auf Wiedersehen.